what's even the point of having a DSLR if I'm not going to use it? But this is easier. So I'm getting ready for my second session of preceptors. And to help get ready, I was editing my last video, and boy, I was nervous. I'm a lot less nervous this time because I realized how nice everyone is. So they're there to help me learn. I don't need to worry too much. I don't like wearing that much makeup to clinic because, one, allergies. I don't know what people are allergic to if I'm getting all up in their face. And I guess for younger patients, I don't want to perpetuate an expectation that you need to look a certain way, but I do put on a little bit so that I look a little older, because I am not a fan when people think that I am a high school student who's just along for the ride. So what else have I done? Obviously for these videos I don't really want to say anything specific about the types of patients I see, but I do have a little notebook that I put down diagnoses and stuff that I want to read more about. So that's what I've been doing to prepare. Not that I'll see the same sorts of patients again today, but it's good to slowly add to my repertoire of things I understand, I think. I've also made little sticky notes of things that I want to ask every patient. So it's called the review systems. You kind of start at the top and you go down, and you might talk about headaches or fevers, chills, stomach aches, nausea, vomiting, things like that, just to make sure that you're not missing anything. And I don't have those memorized, so I'm going to try writing them down and seeing if practice helps me internalize it better. I also made a new game plan about how to approach preparing for a patient and then seeing the patient, because it turns out that when you're a student, you're not seeing people you've seen before. So every patient's a new one, and you only get a few minutes to be able to read over their chart and understand the whole story before you go in and talk to them. So I've made a game plan to streamline that process, and hopefully it'll work out for me this week. And if not, I'll try again another week. Is it unprofessional to have wet hair? I think it is. No one ever told me, but I've never seen anyone with wet hair in a professional setting, so I'm assuming that means it is unprofessional. I really don't dry my hair that often because of how frizzy it gets, but I'd rather frizzy than like wet. Yeah, I'll probably write down a few more of my thoughts, review a few more physical exams, and be on my way. See you after. All right. So today was a very different experience from last time in that the patients were totally different, which is great for my learning. But I'm also now experiencing a sense of defeatedness, if that makes sense. And I'm disappointed because it's only my second time in clinic and I'm already feeling cynical. That's disappointing. So there's a thing that we learned about in class called the hidden curriculum. And that's when you learn how to be a doctor by watching other doctors. And not the medical part of things, but the culture part of things. Today I learned that the physician that I work with has a tendency to rely on medication because in their experiences, lifestyle changes are a little harder. And so when patients are having trouble with taking their medications because of various experiences, it feels bad because it feels like there's not really a way forward, even though during my gap year, our entire job was lifestyle changes. So I know it's not true, but since I'm seeing patients with this supervisor, it feels like that's the only choice I have, which may or may not be true, right? Because these are their patients. They've known these patients for years, right? Who am I to come in and be like, I think we should try something new that hasn't worked for so long, but now it will. Like, I can't say that. Can I? I don't know. I also found it very difficult to connect with patients today. I had one patient that initially I thought there was a language barrier. I don't think there was a language barrier. I think the patient took a little longer to respond to my questions for whatever reason. Maybe because they were weird questions, and I took that to assume that they didn't understand my questions, and so I was kind of simplifying my language when I definitely probably didn't need to. And I don't know. it just didn't feel good today because I wasn't able to make those connections. Which I think in hindsight is a good sign that I should go into family medicine, since as one of my faculty advisors says, family medicine is specializing in relationships. So it makes sense that if I wasn't able to really connect with a patient, that I feel kind of bummed about it. I know I won't be able to connect with every single patient I see, and I know it's more difficult with 3 people in the room and everything, but it still feels bad. At this clinic, since they know that students will be leading the visits, we're lucky because we get a full hour to speak with the patients. And it feels like in that hour, so little gets done. And I can't imagine what it's like to do this in 15-minute appointments. And I'm thinking maybe it's not possible. We had a slightly longer visit than average and a slightly shorter visit on average. And even then, with the shorter visit, I probably could have visited with that patient for a long, long, long time. But we didn't. I don't know. Not every clinic day is going to be great. Not every clinic day is going to leave me wanting to write down every single thing I learned and read about a million things. But I sure look forward to the next clinic day to get another chance at connecting with patients. I keep calling them patients. I don't even really see them as patients. I see them as like people, which might be why I'm having so much trouble with my failure to connect with them. Because it's hard for me to position myself as someone who comes in, tells them what to do, gives them medication, and they just leave, and whatever happens. Like, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like I'm trying to form a friendship with someone so that we can work together and figure out what kind of plan we want to go through together, and check in and hold each other accountable. Like, I'll do my part, you'll do your part, and you can't do that without a relationship. Not that I'll ever see these patients again, because I don't actually work there, you know. I'm just visiting. I don't know, but I'm trying out a new angle today. Y'all won't even see this video for at least several more weeks because I'm trying to space it out. So future Victoria, I hope either you've come to terms with that, you can't make a connection with every single person you come in contact with, or you figured out a way to make a relationship with every single person you come in contact with. I'm suspecting it's going to be the first one, but you know, I'll keep my hopes up. I don't know, I guess I'll just keep studying and see where it takes me. Alright, until next time, bye.